to the live Q&A with All American Cooking. Happy New Year, everybody. It is just before 10 p.m. my time. I'm in Midwestern United States, Manhattan, Illinois, not to be confused with Manhattan, New York. Totally different place. A totally different place. Manhattan, Illinois is a small town uh, founded by mostly Irish residents back in the 1880s. We were pretty much surrounded by farmland and then like the Joliet industrial area, New Lenox, Wilmington, Wilton Central, or Wilton Center rather, Elwood, all these small towns in north central Illinois, northeastern Illinois. We're an hour drive or so south of Midway Airport in the south side of Chicago, where I grew up. Actually, grew up in Bridgeview, Illinois, but spent a lot of time south side Midway area, all the bars and the south side Polish, the south side Irish bars. Great times growing up. I want to wish everybody a happy New Year. I know that I haven't posted in a while. Lots been going on, and I want to get to all of that. But a friend of mine, Tom, thank you, Tom, had suggested that I do a live Q&A to kind of get to know my audience and give my audience a chance to get to know me a little bit. And I figure what better time than 10 o'clock on a Sunday evening, the first Sunday of 2026. Not expecting a lot of people to join in, but if you do, great. Chat is open. This is all new to me, so if I can't see your chat or if I don't get to your questions in the chat, I apologize for that. Just like with everything else, I'm doing this with my iPhone, and it's an older iPhone at that. So, although I just upgraded to the new version 26 something with the liquid glass. If you know, you know. But anyway, just wanted to wish everybody Happy New Year, and thought I would take some time. Over the years, started this channel in November of 2021, and I wanted to take a look at some of the questions that I've gotten over the years in the comments, as well as some emails that I've gotten, and hopefully get a chance to get to know you a little bit better and help you get to know me a little bit better, and see what this channel is all about and where the future of this channel might be going, and kind of take it from there. So thank you guys for coming on board. Target Besties, hey, what's going on? Aaron Wade, what's going on? Glad to see you here. Welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate any and all comments, any and all tips, gifts, anything. It really helps me. It helps me support this channel. If you haven't seen this channel before, I really urge you to subscribe. There's some great recipes. There's some entertaining videos and just the cutest damn dog you've ever seen. So, without further ado, let's get into some of these questions that I've gotten. Feel free to ask some questions in the chat. I'll try to get to them. The chat does go by pretty quick, but I'll do what I can. First question I got, and I've got a lot of these, is why the inconsistency in posts? Okay, I get this a lot. Between comments, between emails, between people that see me in the street. They hey man, how come you don't post more often? You got great content, you got great recipes, you got great everything. Why don't you post more often? Here's the real deal. I am a full-time truck driver. Granted, I'm not an over-the-road truck driver. I'm home every day, but I am, out on the streets in the greater Chicagoland area, Wisconsin, Indiana, Chicago, the suburbs, and I typically work 12 to 14 hours a day. So when I come home, I start at 6 o'clock in the morning. I usually come home. By the time I get home, it's like 7, 8 o'clock at night. I don't always cook for myself. I try to. And then even when I have stuff that I've got so much video on my phone that I need to edit and upload. The editing process is a timely thing. I'm I'm recording everything with my iPhone. I'm using iMovie to edit everything. Haven't mastered all the software on the laptop and stuff yet. So I'm doing what I can with that. Um, that being said, the holidays have been a little difficult for me. Some of you know I lost my pop last year in late February. That was devastating for me. To add to the mix, his younger brother, my uncle, passed away the day after Thanksgiving this year, and that was a huge blow to me. So dealing with the emotional trauma of that, losing like two iconic figures in my life in the same year, 13 months apart. I'm sorry, 9 months apart, even though they were only I mean, they were 13 years apart in age. My dad was 77, just shy of his 78th birthday when he passed, and uh, my uncle was 13. Or my dad was 13 when my uncle was born. My uncle was 13 when I was born. So to lose them in the same year was just crushing to me. It really set me back a bit. And right before Christmas, losing my uncle the day after Thanksgiving was really heartbreaking. And then he's got three beautiful daughters. They lost their mom 5 years ago, so now both their parents are gone. So I kind of stepped up, and I wanted to spend as much time with them as I could. So I thankfully got to spend some time with them for the holidays. Between that, my work schedule, and then trying to spend time with my family as much as I could for the holidays. I cooked a lot. I filmed a lot. I just haven't edited a lot. So I'm working on editing, and I will. My New Year's resolution is to get on a schedule for editing, and hopefully get at least 2 to 3 videos out to you guys a week. I'm thinking like a long form video on Sundays, another long form video on like Thursday, and maybe a short on a Tuesday or a Friday. Just to keep getting some content out to you guys, because so far what I've seen between here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you guys are digging the content, and I greatly appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys are liking what you're seeing. So yeah, that's on me to get myself together and get the editing going, because again, the editing it's a process. It's a process. You have good hair for an old man. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, for an old guy, not doing too bad, right? Yeah, I used to be a rock star in the Chicago area. I was in a band called Lint. I was in Side Effect. I was in Chaos Theory. I play guitar and I sing. So I appreciate the hair comments. The hair comments are always awesome. Where's Wyatt? Where's Bray Wyatt? That's what my uncle used to call himself, Bray Wyatt. Okay, so moving on to more questions here. How did you get started in cooking? Man, I get this one all the time. So, as I mentioned on my page, I have no formal culinary training. My mom always cooked for us, but she wasn't what you'd call a gourmet cook. She didn't season her food. She didn't sear things. It was comfort food, but in the most simplistic manner. A lot of canned stuff, a lot of frozen stuff. Not a, there was very rarely did we have like fresh herbs, fresh garlic in the house. So I got injured at work back in, I think it was 2007, 2008. I crushed my finger, and I wound up, the company wound up closing down, so I was laid off. I was on unemployment. I had this big settlement. I had like, 4 or 5 grand come to me from crushing my finger. My girlfriend at the time and we just sat around and watched Food Network all the time. And I'm watching. This doesn't look that hard, really. Like it's just about like, who has these ingredients? So I took some money. I went to the store and I was like, wow, they have all of these ingredients. Who knew? So I bought a bunch of fresh herbs and garlic and some spices and some kosher salt and some proteins and some veggies and all this stuff. I said, I'm going to cook something. And I followed a few of the recipes, and I was like, wow, this really isn't that difficult. And then I just started learning, just what spices played nicely with each other, what proteins, and different cooking methods, and watching more videos. And I did a lot of reading and a lot of experimenting, and just started doing it, man. It's just one of those things where if you want to do it, you got to do it. Thought you were gonna say you started making pickles. Actually, one of the first things I did was make pickled red onions. So close, very close on that one. Flag is cool. Are my toenails yellow? No, I don't use my toenails to smoke. My teeth are yellow because I smoke, cigarettes that way. But no, toenails are actually in pretty good shape. Strange question for a cooking channel, but I'll run with it. Another question. Is Obi as cute as he is on video? He's the cutest dog in the world. Fight me on this. Fight me on this. He is absolutely adorable. I rescued him when he was 9 weeks old. Okay, I'm sitting there getting ready for work. Happened to be scrolling through Facebook, so I don't think I need to tell you where I was sitting. But I was sitting there, and this came up in my Facebook feed that these dogs are for rescue. This herd, or this litter of from all herding breeds, which of Rescue of Illinois, which is a rescue here in Illinois that I follow and I support 100%, because without them I wouldn't have Obi. And I picked him out of the picture. I spotted him and I said, "That I want that dog. I want that puppy. I want him." So I filled out the paperwork online and waited impatiently for 36, almost 48 hours. Finally got approved. And they said, okay, well, we've got, 6 of the 10 or 12 puppies left. Did you want a male or a female? And I said, whichever one you guys are calling Tiger, that's the one I want. They said, Tiger is still available, along with Jasper and a couple others. Why don't you come down and see, meet the puppies, and then you can decide, or let the puppies decide, which one's going to go home with you. Okay. So I show up. This little girl, she's 12 years old. She's sitting on the front porch. She says, "Are you here to take my favorite?" I said, "Oh, ouch. Well, if Tiger is your favorite, then yeah, honey, I'm very sorry, but I'm here to take him." She goes, "You're going to love him. He's awesome. But come meet everybody." So she brings me to the backyard. And she brings all the puppies out. And there's 10 of them. And they're little cute little, they're just ramping all around. And they're just adorable. Meet her mom. Meet her dad. And we're going to fill out the paperwork. And she says, okay, meet the puppies. Well, the one that they called Tiger, who's now known as Obi, actually broke away from his brothers and sisters and walked right over to me. And he came right up to my foot, and he put his paws up on my shin like he wanted me to pick him up. So I bent over and I picked him up, and I'm holding him inches from my face, and he licked my face, and I just held him close to me. And it just so happened that he was the one that I chose, and the gal that was in charge of, she was the foster mom, said, well, he chose you. And we've been best friends ever since. And that was May 9th, 2021. He was already 9 weeks old. He was born on March 15th, 2021. And now here it is, 2026. And we're a little better than 3 months shy of his 5th birthday. And he's amazing. He's been my best friend ever since. And in many ways, he's saved my life. And in many ways, he's... obviously I've saved him. I rescued him. What's that under the American flag? That's my collection of tappers. I have I apologize. It's messy over here, and sorry this is kind of stuck. But let me see if I can move this over here a little bit. I have a kegerator over there, so when I do install a keg in there, I've got the various tappers to put on there more for decoration than anything. You look like a guy who benches 400 easily, but needs a ride home when the gym closes. That I am. Currently, I'm just free lifting 50 ounces. Those are the 50-ounce curls. That's Tito's and Prime cherry lime flavor, if you wanted to know. Jack Daniels, yes, that is my typical go-to drink. Jack and Coke, nectar of the gods. Hey, what can I say? I like good flavor. Don't eat boring food. Don't drink boring drinks. Next question. Do you really cook for Obi all the time? Yes and no. Yes and no. I cook for him quite frequently, and usually I'll do like a week at a time. I'll cook enough and store it for him in the fridge so that he gets, like three-quarter cup to a cup servings twice a day of whatever homemade meal that I make for him, be it a turkey dish, a beef dish, a salmon dish. He's allergic to chicken, so we found that out the hard way. Poor kid was itching like crazy because it really bothers his skin allergies. But yes, I do cook for him quite frequently in between, and not sponsored or anything, but I give him the Ollie's gently baked dry kibble. And occasionally I will give him, like Mave fresh food, or, we've gone through the Pet's Table and the Farmer's Dog and all of them. And they're all great. Don't get me wrong, but they're really expensive. When I broke down the costs, it was just so much easier and cheaper for me to cook for him at home myself. So yes, for the most part, I do cook for him at least weekly. Sometimes when it's not possible, I'll have like a log of the Pet Fresh, or I'll have some of the Ollie gently baked dry kibble to give him. But yeah, for the most part, he eats homemade food all the time. No rushes. Yeah, I have some Kahlua, and I have three different kinds of vodka, but I'm a Tito's guy. I also have Dimitri, and I also have Stoli. And if I got some cream, I can make a White Russian. But that's racist, isn't it? Oh, what? Well, like, why is it got to be a White Russian? I don't know. I, exactly. Okay, so the next question that I got, and this is so a while ago, I posted some of my band playing live, and people have asked, what happened to your band, and what happened to your music? That's too long of a story, honestly. I mean, there's a lot to it. I that's a whole video in and of itself. I mean, there's just so much to it because music was such a huge part of my life for so long. Like that's all I did was eat, sleep, piss, shit, play guitar. I occasionally had sex. That was about it. That was literally I did nothing else. Played my guitar, and then bodily functions. That was it. Played a lot of great shows with a couple of great bands. When I was with Chaos Theory, we opened up for Bullet for My Valentine at the Rave Eagles Club in Milwaukee. When I was with Lint, we opened up for Papa Roach at the Rave Eagles Club. When I was with Side Effect, we opened up for LSD, Trickster, the James Young Trio, Love Hate, Dangerous Toys, and we opened up for so many bands back in the early 90s. Headlined a few acts, put out several recordings. Uh, it, 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 it was a lot of fun for a lot of years. And when I moved out of the greater Chicagoland area out to the country, it became harder to find compatible musicians and then working full time as a truck driver. The scheduling conflicts, the distance to travel to go to rehearsals and then go to gigs, it just got to be too much. I still play. I still go to karaoke regularly to keep my singing voice in tune, but I don't. I don't play in active bands right now. I wouldn't mind getting back involved in a band, especially like an acoustic duo. Give me two acoustic guitars, my singing voice, another man or woman with a great singing voice, do some harmonies, some cool acoustic stuff. I'd be dialed in with that. But in the meantime, just my karaoke gigging and the occasional unplugged sesh by a bonfire, from March until October, is about the extent of what I do. Well, you guys are having fun out there. The Russians are. See, I don't know the Russian language. I know it's a beautiful language. When I hear it, I love it. I think it's really a beautiful language, and I wish I understood the alphabet better because it's such a beautiful language to me. Russian, Czech. I mean, I'm of Polish heritage myself, so the Polish, the whole Eastern European Slavic languages are all similar sounding, similar alphabetically. It beautiful, and I wish that I could speak it. I wish I could understand it. I'm not as worldly traveled as I'd like to be. I don't even have a passport. Never left the country. I've probably only visited about 14 of the 50 states in the U.S. here. And I attribute most of that to the fact that my work schedule, and the fact that I put a lot of money into partying when I was younger, and now I put a lot of money into my home and spoiling my puppy. And if I had a girlfriend, I'd spoil her, but currently single. Probably going to be that way the rest of my life. That's okay. Next question that came up, and this is another one I've gotten a lot of between comments on Facebook and Instagram and emails and everything. Have you ever thought of opening a restaurant? And I have. And living where I live and the way the taxes are here, the way that small business is treated here, the way that corporations just rule everything here, you know. Every small business restaurant that I loved growing up as a kid is gone. Every single one. They're all gone. Or they've relocated. Or they've condensed like their size, their hours, that things aren't the same. It's it's painful living in a state where a governor like, and I don't mean to get political, I always try to keep my politics and my professional channel aside, but where a guy like Jabba the Hutt Pritzker is perfectly content with taxing small business to death while lining the pockets of illegal immigrants. No, I'm sorry. I just no. No, I'm not one of those libs. Absolutely not. Again, I like to keep my politics and my cooking channel separate. But if you saw the other flags I have hanging in my garage and outside, you would know. Not a libtard. Absolutely not a libtard. Have I tried the infused spaghetti? You're going to have to help me out with that one because I'm not sure I've heard of the infused spaghetti. And I'm hoping you're not trolling me here because you piqued my interest. Infused, like spaghetti infused with what? With vodka? With Jack and Coke? Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. You're Korean. Hey, Korean happens to be one of my favorites food. Do I know Charlie? I know of Charlie Kirk. I never met the man personally, even though He got started in Lamont, which is not far from me at all. As a matter of fact, my sister lives in Lamont. So I am more than familiar with Charlie Kirk. I was a huge fan. I was devastated when he was assassinated. Am I racist? The word racist is as meaningful as love because it's thrown around so rampantly right now that it's lost its meaning. So, sure. Some people would say that I am. My Mexican friends, my African American friends, my friends of all different backgrounds, races, origins, religions, sexual preferences. Yeah, they would all tell you I'm racist, 100%. The the spaghetti is infused with weed. As a truck driver, I can't do weed. I can't. I'd love to, but I can't. We get those random whiz quizzes. And, I study for those real good before I take a drug test. We're like, hey, you got a drug test coming up. I'm like, boy, oh boy, I'm glad I studied for it. And I always pass. I'm black, I'm burnt, I'm toasted, I'm on the sun. What's your problem? I, I don't have a problem, but if you're on the sun, you're more than black, burnt, and toasted, my friend. You're liquid. Nah, actually, you're not even liquid. I think at a certain temperature, human flesh turns into gas. And I think the sun hits that temperature. But let's not get into metaphysics here. To Charlie, George Floyd, I don't want to get into that because, again, I like to keep my politics and my business separate. But, I mean, the man did OD. I mean, he had enough fentanyl in his system to kill an elephant. And he didn't say he couldn't breathe until he was in the back of the squad car, already basically ready to go to jail, and then he forced himself out. We'll leave it at that. What's that flag slightly over the U.S. flag? That would be, oh, I see what you're talking about. Let me bring that down for you. Be my Chicago Blackhawks flag because I was born and raised in the Chicagoland area, huge NHL fan and huge Hawks fan. And I didn't just become a Hawks fan when they started winning the Stanley Cup. I mean, I was there in the, I was there in the '90s. I was there in the '80s. I was there in the early parts of the 2000s when it was just the worst. Just I mean, like we couldn't win a game to save our lives, and they couldn't put the games on TV. It was awful. I mean, they built the United Center in 1996. It's supposed to be this great place, and it was. Don't get me wrong, but it took them a decade to fill it. That nobody wanted to come and see this losing team. Once we literally got rid of Jeremy Roenick for Alex Zhamnov, and no discredit to Alex Zhamnov, he was a great player in his own right, but he was no Jeremy Roenick. And as far as the Russian elite players, he was no Igor Larionov or Slava Kozlov or Sergei Fedorov. I mean, Alex Zhamnov is not a memorable name in the sport. As the other aforementioned Russians and Jeremy Roenick, who Alex Zhamnov basically replaced. I mean, there was a website called SHIT, man, supportive Hawk fans in turmoil. Used to love the message boards on that site. Used to hang out with some of those people. We got together for parties and stuff, and just celebrated our love for our losing Blackhawks. And I remember rejoicing when Dollar Bill Wirtz passed away, and we found out that Rocky Wirtz was going to take over the team, and we knew. And then with Dale Talon, being our general manager, he went from our color analyst with Pat Foley on the radio and the TV when we did get games televised. Dale Talon knew his shit. He brought in the likes of Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane, and he didn't get the credit he deserved for our first Stanley Cup in 2010. And then from there, I mean, we built a miniature dynasty. I mean, nothing will beat what the Islanders did or what the Canadians did in the '80s. But for the 2010s, 2010, 2013, 2015, I mean, we really dominated the league, and it was a very exciting time for Chicago hockey. So yeah, okay. Uh, wow. I had somebody say that I looked like Tim Allen once. This is the first time anybody's ever accused me of being Danny Trejo. Um, maybe with a little more of a tan and a little skinnier of a face. I can't wait till spring, summer when I can start losing this winter heavy extra weight that we got going on. Yeah, yes, Peter. Yes, we won 3 cups. And all of them were exciting, and the of course to me the most exciting one was the one we won on home ice. Um, as a matter of fact, I have a glass puck that contains some of the melted ice from the United Center that was melted on the day that the Stanley Cup was passed around in 2015. It was God, what a I mean, they were all exciting. They were all exciting. I honestly think that the 2010 Cup was the most exciting because that series against Nashville, and I called it. I called it Game 5 when Marian Hossa got a 5-minute major misconduct penalty. And I said, watch, we're going to get a shorthanded goal to tie it up. And then Hossa is going to come out of the box in overtime and he is going to score the game winning goal. And sure as shit, Patrick Kane ties it up shorthanded with like a minute and something left. And then just over 2 minutes in, Marian Hossa comes out of the box from his 5-minute major penalty and goes on to score the game winning goal against Nashville. And I said, that's it. I don't care what happens from here on in. We got the cup. And we did. 2010, most memorable one. They were all memorable. I mean, 2013, 2015, phenomenal. But 2010, that was that was the most exciting playoff season I can recall as a Hawks fan since the Colorado Avalanche food poisoned our best players in 1996 when we should have had the cup, but Colorado went on to win it because they food. If you remember back then, we dominated the first 2 games at home. Then we go to Denver, and Keith Carney and who else? Our I forget who our goaltender was at the time in '96. Belfour. Uh, we had like 4 or 5 players that got food poisoning when we got to Denver, and they were out. And then of course there was that should have been penalty shot given to Jeremy Roenick. And if you recall, if you're old enough to remember back then, he and Patrick Waugh had a little back and forth with the press. Jeremy Roenick says that should have been a penalty shot. If I got the penalty shot, I know I would have beaten Patrick Waugh on a penalty shot. Even called where he said he was going to go high shoulder side, and Patrick Waugh responded in the press conference. They said, "Well, Jeremy Roenick said, he was gonna he would have scored against you easily in that penalty shot, which would have turned the whole series around." And Patrick Waugh just gave "I can't hear what Jeremy Roenick's saying. My Stanley Cup rings are in my ears." What a phenomenal goaltender. What a dick move. That's why I love hockey. I mean, okay, sorry. Totally got off topic, but thank you for that. What a great trip down memory lane. Oh, 2010, 96. Shit. What a great year for Hawks hockey. I mean, except for that BS in Denver. You guys don't mind if I smoke, do you? I'm glad I'm not on TikTok because if I did this on TikTok, they just like kick me off for some reason. But I do smoke cigarettes. It's one of my few vices, other than my I'm not an alcoholic. They go to meetings. I'm just a drunk. No, I like to drink a little. Um, Anybody else? He played hockey in the 90s, yes. Yes, and that was, to have a sport, hockey was never and probably never will be as big as basketball commercially. I mean, let's be honest. It's a much more expensive sport. It's much more difficult. It's seasonal. You can only play it at certain times of the year in certain regions, at certain places. And the Bulls were dominating the 90s. I mean, just dominating. What, six Pete? I mean, how many trophies did they win? A bunch. And you had Michael Jordan, you had Dennis Rodman. I mean, you had like the greatest basketball players ever. And for the Hawks to even just make the news at that time, phenomenal. Absolutely good call, Peter. We don't want Canada. Hey, did you ever see the South Park movie? Blame Canada is my favorite song in that movie. Everything that goes wrong, I just blame Canada. Choke them if they can't take a fuck. That 92 Hawks season was damn good, but come on, man. I mean, you had Mario Lemieux, you had, the Samuelson brothers. Pittsburgh had like, if I'm not mistaken, didn't their entire first two lines make the All Stars that year? Once we went up against Pittsburgh, Dominic Hasek hadn't come into his own as a stellar goaltender yet. I mean, he was good, but nowhere near as he got better once he went to Buffalo and then eventually to the Red Wings. A lot of people forget that Dominic Hasek was a Blackhawk. That 92, I mean, yeah, the Hawks had a great roster. But looking at Pittsburgh, I mean, that was like the dream team. I'm surprised they didn't win more cups. I'm surprised they weren't more like a domination like Montreal was in the 80s. Yeah, what a great season. Love it. Love it. What kind of hog do I ride? Not anymore. Not anymore. Back in the day, I had a Softail. But I had to give that up because, I ran into some problems. It was costing me to, I mean, I bought it used. I had a buddy of mine help me kind of build it from nothing. And I had one little incident on it, but it wasn't that little of an incident because it kind of tore up my knee for the rest of my life. And that was it. So I kind of gave up riding, but I still hung out with a lot of the local bikers, a lot of the local MCs. Still got a lot of friends with Chicago and Indiana, Wisconsin chapter MCs, and a lot of respect for my brothers out there, especially come Christmas time for Toys for Tots. When we do the stuff for the veterans and stuff, I mean, you know, the MCs around here are really good when it comes to giving back to the community. And I'm proud to know them. I'm proud to have once been a part of one of them. I'm not allowed to say which one or anything like that, but I was proud to be a part of that family for a while, and I'm still proud to know a lot of great MCs and a lot of great individuals that are parts of various MCs. And it sucks that they have their rivalries and their disagreements and stuff, but when you see them all come together, it's a beautiful thing because they really do give a lot back to the communities. They give a lot to charity, and they help the kids out a lot. They help the homeless veterans out a lot, wounded warriors. Yeah, lot of respect for those guys. God bless them. Yeah, it's a shame that we never got any before a cup. Am I an over the road trucker? No, I'm a local trucker. I do go out of state, but I'm the position that I have. I'm home every day, uh, but I'm still, it's never less than a 10-hour day. Typically, it's between a 12 and 14-hour day, and it's about a 45-minute ride to work and a 45-minute ride home. So I'm gone for about 15, 16 hours a day. Electric Glide, nice, nice. Oh, one. That's a sweet ride. That's a sweet ride. I am aware that cigarettes are bad for me. Most of what I do is bad for me, and I've been told that if I give up all the things that are worth living for, I could live forever. I don't wanna. I don't want to live forever. I'd rather just enjoy my life and enjoy the things that are killing me softly with this song. Tell a streamer playing guitar to play Stairway. Do I drink? Um, I got a 15. I got a 50-ounce Tito's and prime cherry lime. So if that answers your question, why, yes, I do. Colton, you are right. There's a lot worth living for that we don't recognize. You are 100% right on that. And without getting too philosophical and too into the darkness of the shadows that dwell within me, there's also a lot of pain that exists. And after I'm 50 years old, and I'm not in a rush to die. I'd like to see 70, maybe 75. Once I saw my pop hit 75, and it kind of went downhill for him. Um, I you know, but then I have a neighbor friend of mine, Gus. He's 83, and he's as lively as anybody can be. So it varies from person to person. I mean, everybody's different, but I've led a good life, man. I've experienced a lot of great things, a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreaks. I've lost a lot of people for 50. I mean, looking back on it, I mean, over the years, family, friends that went way too soon, way too young. But I mean, I keep on rocking, I keep on going, and the way I see it, we all have a timestamp on our heads. When God decides it's right, well, it's right, and there's nothing that science or medicine can do. It's in God's hands, and that's my firm belief. Not everybody's religious, not everybody believes, and that's up to you. I don't discredit anybody that doesn't. I happen to be a strong faith follower in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and God has a reason for everything that He does. He has a timestamp on all of our heads, and He decides when it's time to collect us. And I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine if I live to be 90 years old, or if I don't wake up tomorrow. I have no regrets. I've led a good life, so that's where I stand on that. I've heard Colton. I've heard of. You're not the first person that's mentioned that to me. I've heard of people having that kind of an out of body experience, in a near death experience, and actually being able to see, like, you know from a third person point of view, to look at yourself from a third person point of view. And I can't even imagine what that's like. That's got to be that's got to do something to you, man. But that's never happened to me. Um, so I can't really say that I relate to it, but I don't disbelieve that that's happened, because you're not the first person that's told me that. Um, it's all in what you believe, man. Everybody's got to have belief in something, faith in something. Those that don't, those that you know, like this person here, and I don't have a monitor here to get rid of this person. Let me see if I can. Yep. Let me see if I can. We got somebody that's. All right, there we go. All right, that took care of that. See, I'm learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. But sometimes you gotta get rid of the trolls. Sometimes you've got these people that just full of negativity, and who the hell's got time for that? There you go. There you go, man. God bless. Hey, you're getting into things that are on that philosophical end that normally I love to talk about and normally I love to get into, separate from my cooking channel. I completely agree with you. There's so much out there that we don't know. There's so much that can never be explained, and and I'm okay with that. I think once you get to a point that you accept that we will never know and never explain certain things in our lifetime, I think you find a sense of inner peace. You can relax a little bit more once you accept that. Once you realize, you know what, there's just things that happen that I can't explain, and I would drive myself and those around me insane trying to explain it. So I'm just going to accept it. I'm just going to let it be. I'm going to take it as it is. I'm just going to say, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. God works in the way that God works, and who am I to try to explain it? And just let it happen. And that's that's how I feel. And not everybody feels that way, and that's okay. We don't all have to feel the same way. That's the beauty about humanity. We don't all have to feel the same way. We don't all have to want or like the same things to get along. We can find the things that we agree on and cling to that. Find the things that we disagree on and use that to make our relationships more interesting, or you know turn it ugly and get violent. However you want to do it, it is what it is. Wow, we've got a yeah, we got some we got some fun people out here today, don't we? All right, back to the questions. Back to the questions. What is your favorite holiday to cook for? Those of you that follow me on YouTube, I'm sure you see that my St. Patrick's Day menu, it happens to be my most popular of all my videos, from brining my own beef to make corned beef, to the Reuben rolls, to the Bailey's Irish cream cake that I make, to making homemade Bailey's Irish cream. This year we're gonna have a Guinness lamb stew. We're gonna do a traditional Irish bangers and mash. So St. Patrick's Day is definitely one of those underrated food holidays as far as I'm concerned. I think it's funny that, everybody talks about corned beef and cabbage for St. Patrick's Day. And as my Southside Irish buddies in Chicago would say, that's New York Jew food. Because if you go to Ireland, nobody's eating corned beef and cabbage. They're eating fucking shepherd's pie. They're eating Guinness lamb stew. They're eating bangers and mash. So this year we're gonna go more traditional Irish for St. Patrick's Day, since I already did all of the Americanized classics of the holiday. But there's so much there. Where I'm also gonna do, because I'm not strong with baking, but I'm working on it. And this year I'm gonna try my hand at homemade Irish soda bread, which is one of my favorite breads in the world. Like, like, oh, give me a loaf of sourdough. Hell yes, give me a loaf of Irish soda bread. Fuck yes. So we're gonna try our hand at that this year. As much as I love, Fourth of July, all American classic holiday, burgers, dogs, barbecue, awesome. Thanksgiving, I've done so many things. I still haven't finished uploading my Cajun cornbread stuffed turkey roulade. That's going to be uploaded soon. Came out amazing. turned it into a delicious soup after. Make leftovers great again. But yeah, I would say that St. Patrick's Day, probably the most underrated food holiday and my absolute favorite to cook for. Why can't you understand what I said? I talk fast, and as much as I try to articulate and enunciate every word that I say, I talk fast. So if you are not used to Chicago slang and American fast talking individuals such as myself, might be difficult to understand. Rewind, play again, rewind, play again. You'll get it eventually. I should make a Venezuelan dish. I should, especially in honor of what's been going on lately. And there is some great, great Venezuelan food. So that's a good idea. Thank you, King of Spain. That's that's something that I will be looking into doing. As All American Cooking, I encompass all the influences from the different cultures, different countries, everything, because America is the original melting pot of people, right? And what unites us more than anything is food. If you take the different cultures and you put our foods together, and you mishmash, you get these these iconic pairings of food that wouldn't normally make sense, like French Korean food and like you know uh, Mexican sushi. I mean, there's like that's the beauty of America. So, a couple years ago, I did some Argentinian street food. I made choripan, which is fucking delicious, simple to make with the right ingredients, and absolutely stellar, stellar. So yes, some Venezuelan dishes, definitely, 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 definitely. I am 50 years old. You're 47. Hey, good on you, youngster. A couple more years and you'll catch up to me. I appreciate that. Jamaican food, yes. Free thinker, thank you for that. As a matter of fact, everybody does jerk chicken. I don't want to do jerk chicken. I want to do like a jerk tomahawk. I want to do jerk pineapple and throw it on the grill. I want to take the jerk pineapple and put it on a roast and put it on my rotisserie on the Weber kettle and let it spin around and just let that marinade and those juices just flow through. Absolutely. And I know there's a lot more to Jamaican food than just jerk. That's the most popular one. But I will be hitting some of the other nuances of Jamaican food that go beyond jerk. Jerk just happens to be the most popular, the most flavorful, but I know there's other good stuff in there, and I will be hitting some of that. Yes, I did talk about the beauty of America. It is fucking funny to those that don't get it. But those that do, well, cheers to you. Barbecue corn. Now, I've done corn on the grill, I've done corn on the smoker, and I've been working on, like, because usually with the corn, I either just do it fresh, I do an herbed butter, or I turn it into elote. But I actually have been thinking about doing kind of a barbecue glaze on corn as I'm slow roasting it on the smoker. So that's a good one. Yes, I am fucking insane. Thank you for noticing. I don't see your PhD though. I typically only take those kinds of diagnoses from those that went to Rockefeller's medical schools so I can tear it up and throw it back in their faces. Well, hello, my fellow protesting citizen from Iran. I unfortunately am not in a position to help, but I will wish you the very best and drink to your health, happiness, and the betterment, the future of you and your fellow citizens. Unfortunately, I'm not a politician. I'm not in any kind of a position of power. I'm just here to entertain and show people how to make some less than boring food from time to time. Steelers won, huh? Oh, these are great. These are great. So back to back to some of my questions. This was one I got a lot of. For those that watch my channel and see some of the more intricate things that I cook. Do you really think the average home cook is going to put that much time and money into making your recipes? No, I don't. No, I don't. Not everything that I do is for educational purposes, not for the average home cook to do. A lot of it's for entertainment, but what it all is, everything that I do, when I'm in the kitchen or I'm outside on the grill or the smoker or the fire pit or the air fryer or the rotisserie, the oven, whatever, is to inspire you to light a fire under your ass to say, you know what? I don't have to fucking eat McDonald's or Taco Bell or KFC or fucking, you know, 20-cent ramen noodles today. I can take basic ingredients and do something exciting with them. That is what I want to inspire people to do. It's not for you to go out there and spend 10 hours making a smoked venison shoulder hot pocket. It's for you to just get the desire, the motivation to say, if this fat fuck can do it, I can do it. And just go out and cook. Just make something for yourself. Technique, spices, seasonings, all up to you. Everything that you want to do with it, it's yours. Make it your own. I'm just here to give you some ideas, some basic techniques and templates to work with, but none of my recipes do I say, hey, do it this way, and that's it. I'm here to give you my ideas to help inspire you to be creative in your own kitchen, whether it's in a dormitory, an apartment, out in the woods, your backyard, wherever. I just want you to be creative and cook something for yourself. That's all it is. Mm. Ah, some people, I tell you, the beauty of the interwebs is that some people come out there and they got too much time on their hands, and not, unfortunately, not fresh herb time. They actually have too much time on their hands, and yeah, they come up with these insane things, and the only ones that they're humoring are themselves. It's funny to them. To the rest of us, yeah, we just laugh at their ignorance. Hey, if you're gonna be on the internet, if you're gonna do what I'm doing, you gotta have thick skin, right? If I had any feelings, that might have hurt. But I don't, so keep trying, but don't break a sweat next time. It is funny to watch someone humiliate themselves. Absolutely. And you know what the beauty is? I get paid to do it. So, oh, that's great. Well, that all depends on what your definition of pattern is. I don't believe in patterns. I think that patterns are too dictatorial. They kind of set, you in a specific method that, maybe you don't want to do, but it's patternistic and you feel the need to stay within that pattern. I say break free of the chains, brother. Get out there and be free. Oh, you know. Hey, you can have your fun. That's all good and fine. Jealousy sucks. It's cool. But although I will say this. I love, I love that in 2026 we can go back to making gay jokes, and it's not a fucking huge deal anymore. That's that's awesome. I appreciate that because for a while there, man, you couldn't even call somebody gay the way we used to in the 80s and 90s. It was a whole big fucking shtick. That's my positive outlook for 2026 so far, based on some of the comments I'm getting here. You know. Next question that I got a lot of: can you do more budget-friendly recipes? Yes, I can. You can count on that because my property taxes, thank you, Pritzker, went up significantly, so my budget got even tighter. So therefore, yeah, you're not gonna see a lot of me doing like the wagyu stuff or the. I mean, I'm still gonna get that tomahawk. Yeah, I like the idea of that tomahawk. But we're gonna do a lot more budget-friendly recipes. We're gonna do some stuff that's more geared towards the people that are on a strict budget. And I'm even gonna go to the grocery store and we're gonna show you the prices of what I spent on the ingredients and then what it overall costs to make that meal, to give people a better idea of how they can make some delicious food on a budget. Because for a lot of people, that's a really important thing. And if you look at a lot of these other YouTube chefs out there, I mean, they're no holds barred with their expenses. I mean, these guys are millionaires, so they're just spending money left and right on food. I'm not in a position to do that, and finances are increasingly more constrained. So yeah, we're gonna see a lot more budget friendly recipes and a lot more like slow cooker and one pan easy meals, stuff that you can like prep real easy. Set the slow cooker before you go to work. Dinner's done when you get home. From the southeast, no, I'm actually I'm from the southwest side of Chicago, but I'm from the Midwest, Midwestern region. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Now I'm living in a small farm town about an hour south of Chicago. There's another Danny Trejo, the white Danny Trejo. I like that. I'm going to take that as a compliment, whether you like it or not. I'm taking it as a compliment. Jason from Vermont, yes, Chicago. Ugh, Chicago used to be a beautiful city. Used to be, and parts of it still are. But it's not the same Chicago that I grew up in. I can't go to the same areas that I used to go to and even feel safe there anymore. Let alone see the beauty that I used to see in the city. It's just not the same. We're in the Midwest. I'm northeastern Illinois. About like I said, about an hour's drive south of Chicago. From Georgia, excellent. Not an AutoPen supporter. The Truth Troll, yeah, absolutely not. And you may say I look like one. I don't know how or why, but yeah, absolutely not an AutoPen supporter. I just saw something about How mad am I that you put ketchup on your hot dog? I don't even want to talk to you. I'm just going to skip right past you. Fuck you. Yes, I do follow Christ. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. You love Chicago. I used to love Chicago. I wish I could still love Chicago. It's just not the same anymore. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Chicago, and it was such a beautiful city. And there were so many great things to do down there without like putting a third mortgage on your house to do it. But nowadays it's too expensive. It's not safe. There's still some great restaurants. There's still some great places to visit in Chicago. It's just not the same, man. It's really not the same. Yes, ban the guy that puts ketchup on his hot dog. Listen, ketchup is an ingredient, not a condiment. Okay, I will die on that hill. Come and fight me. Ketchup is not a condiment; it's an ingredient. I agree. Deep dish does suck. I absolutely agree with you on that. Todd, as far as Chicago pizza, I'm more of a fan of what they call tavern style. We don't call it tavern style here in Chicago. We just call it thin crust. But a good crispy thin crust cut into squares is the only way to eat pizza. If you got a big floppy triangle of pizza, just just go home because yuck. I want a crispy thin crust loaded with sausage, peppers, mushrooms, onions, a sauce that's not too sweet, a little acidic, a little bit of bite on the back end of it, fresh mozzarella over top. Ah, now we're talking cornmeal on the bottom of the crust. Best, best. Ketchup on meatloaf. Now, you raise a good point. Ketchup going as a glaze on meatloaf, but I don't just do ketchup. I gotta add some things to the ketchup and make it a glaze over the meatloaf. And usually I'm adding a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of mustard, some garlic powder, onion powder, a little smoked paprika, a little chipotle chili powder, a little chipotle hot sauce, a little Worcestershire sauce. But yes, makes a great glaze. But again, ketchup is not a condiment, it's an ingredient. It's a great ingredient to make other sauces and dishes with. But a standalone condiment, especially on a hot dog, no. How about no? Lots of bacon in the meatloaf. It, can you go wrong with bacon? I mean, really, can you go wrong? Hey, a slice of bacon a day keeps Islam away. My idea of an artery clogging good time is some bacon wrapped bacon on a stick made of bacon, deep fried in bacon fat. That's an artery clogging good time right there. Brown sugar in a glaze is absolutely crucial, crucial, because the brown sugar makes the glaze. When those sugars caramelize from the heat, from the Maillard reaction, yeah, game over. I mean, that's what you're looking for. And you add a little brown sugar to ketchup, a little brown sugar and vinegar. Boom, boom. Put that on your meatloaf. Add a little chipotle hot sauce to it for a little smoky kick. Done. Oh, holy S. Greatest thing in the world. Oh, okay, Todd. So the soggy grilled cheese. You make a good point there. Here's the problem with every grilled cheese I've ever had, whether it was homemade by my mom, my aunt at a restaurant or something. When you take the grilled cheese off the griddle and you put it on a plate, it's still hot. What's happening? It's still hot, so it's creating steam, and it's on a plate, so the steam has nowhere to go. So it becomes soggy. It anything you cook that you want crispy, put it on a fucking rack, please. Please. Put it on a fucking cooling rack. The steam has room to escape without sagifying the underside of your sandwich, your chicken, whatever, you get 360 crispy, 360 degrees of crispy golden brown deliciousness. Always put your grilled cheese on a cooling rack. People, I'm telling you, makes the world of difference. Godspeed to you too. Hey, thanks for chiming in with your opinion. You're wrong, but hey, whatever. I mean, I have nothing against gay people. I have plenty of gay friends. I happen to be a big fan of the pink taco, but doesn't matter. Michael Robinson, I would love to taste your grilled cheese because I have yet to taste a grilled cheese that actually would make me weep. But now, now? Are you saying that like it would make me cry like sad tears because it's not good, or that would make me cry like happy tears because holy fuck, best grilled cheese ever? Which way you going there on me? Hey, everybody's calling me gay because they have nothing better to do with their time. I don't know. You know, I mean, if I was sitting here talking like this, I could totally understand why everybody would say I was gay. But I'm not, so I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe because I said I was single, and they figure since I don't have a woman with me, that makes me gay. Maybe it's because I'm a man who cooks, and they haven't gotten that concept yet that men are good cooks. I'm not sure. Hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. The beauty about opinions is that opinions can be changed because they're completely subjective. But the objective truth, that's something you can't change. That's something that you can prove without a reasonable doubt. It's objective, it's fact. Facts don't care what you're thinking or what you're feeling. So, but hey, everybody's entitled to think what they want, believe what they want. I mean, if I spent all the time in the world caring about it, I'd probably turn a lot grayer than I already am. Yes, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Some people have two. Depends on how often they brush their teeth. I had a guy burp the other day, and I was like, "Wow." Then he farted. And I said, "Huh? Your voice sounds different, but your breath smells the same." Ah. If you were black, would the character in your chest be different? If you have depth you can answer without thinking it's a racist question. I don't think that's a racist question, but I'm curious to what you mean about the character in my chest. I, I I mean, if you can elaborate on that and help me understand your question better, I don't think it's racist at all. I I don't think that a lot of things are racist that everybody suggests is racist. Um, I mean, I have a couple of friends that happen to be black, and yeah, we giggle at the whole concept of what everybody refers to as racism nowadays. I mean, my buddy T, shit, this guy is fucking, he is killing it. He is slaying at life. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got just simply adorable, wonderful, highly intelligent children. He's got the greatest job in the fucking world. I mean, the guy, like, he gets to travel the country. He's got a brand new car like every fucking 4 months. I mean, he is absolutely killing it at life. And when we talk about, like, everybody says, oh, systemic racism, he just fucking giggles and he goes, white boy, I'm doing way better than fucking you, ain't I? And I'm like, yes, you are. He goes, Good. Now cook me some salmon. he's well, he claims to be vegetarian. I think he's a little more pescatarian, or but I forget which is the one where you can only eat fish. But not like if I make a veggie dish when I'm grilling up veggies and stuff like that, man, he is like calling me up. He's like, dude, I can smell them veggies from over here. I'm coming over. Todd, that's methed up, man. That's methed up. All right, J Caps, we'll see you, brother. Hey, take care now. Can you see the food? Yeah, subscribe to my channel. Go check out some of the videos. I'm still working on a way. So again, I do everything with my iPhone. I film everything with my iPhone. I edit everything with my iPhone. I'm trying to get a way that I can do a live cooking demonstration. Working on trying to get different angles. I don't have like a cameraman. I don't have somebody that can come over and like hold the phone for me and be like, okay, I'm watching them cook and we're gonna get this angle and this angle and this angle. I just recently picked up a little burner that I can at least put on my workstation so that I don't have to keep changing the camera angle over to the stove and then coming back to the workstation. And especially come the warmer weather. If you've watched the last couple of my videos, I've been doing more stuff outside where I've set up a workstation outside so I can get more of a live feel. So I am definitely working on ways with my limited resources to get live content out there of the actual cooking, of the actual food. It's just right now because I'm so limited on resources. I'm not one of these other YouTubers that has the 500,000 million followers where they're making enough money to get a couple of cameras and a couple of people working for them. I'm doing everything entirely on my own. So, and I know nothing about the videography end of this. I'm learning as I go. The only thing I know how to do is cook and hopefully be entertaining to you and take it from there. So far, it's been, successful in its own way, but yeah, people are looking for more, and I'm looking for ways to start getting more out to you, my audience, to make it more interactive, to make it more of a live feel and not so over processed and not everything done beforehand. So all in the works, all trying to get just doing what I can. Again, I wish I had more of a background in like digital video editing and stuff like that. It would make it a lot easier for me, but I'm not a computer whiz. I'm not a high tech geek. I'm just a fat fucking old truck driver that loves to cook and loves to show people how to make delicious food. And some say I got a pretty good sense of humor and I'm mildly entertaining. So take it for what it is. What's my best dish? Wow, that's a great question. I would have to say right now the best dish that I've made, and I've yet to finish editing this video. But I did a steak tartare that was balls out phenomenal. I mean, I've had steak tartare in restaurants, high end restaurants. We're talking like, $50 a dish, $100 a dish steak tartare restaurants. And the one that I made was so fucking good. So fucking good. I mean, we incorporated a quail's egg in there. I cured some egg yolks to grate over the steak. I marinated my egg yolk in Westchestershire Cherie sauce. There's fresh parsley. There's capers. There's cornichons. There's brunoise shallots. There's Cusco's gravel in there to season it. A little bit of Dijon, and we set the marinated egg yolk in the middle of the circle of Dijon mustard, so it looked like an egg sitting on the plate. And it was a gorgeous, gorgeous little piece of filet. Oh, oh, one of the greatest dishes I've ever made, and easily one of the greatest dishes I've ever eaten. Because I'm a huge fan of steak tartare, and you've got to do it. It's not easy to get it right. And again, I've had where it was like $95 for a steak tartare at a restaurant, and it wasn't as good as the one that I made. So I would say that and my smoked prime rib were my two greatest dishes. Grizz, that's the reaction that I love. When I get comments like that just from talking about my food, then I know I'm doing a good job. But when you watch my videos and you actually see it happening and you see just the textures where you can almost smell it through the screen, and I hold the fork up to the camera and you go like this to the camera because you really want to take a bite, then I know I'm doing something right. So I appreciate that one, brother. I have eaten outside of Denny's. As a matter of fact, I haven't had Denny's since 1990. When did I graduate high school? 92. So I went there a couple times with my band after a show in 93. And I think I met my mom and my sister there for breakfast once in 97. 1997 was the last time I had Denny's. So, yeah. Hey, Todd's just having fun, man. How'd which band work out? I've been in many. Some of them worked out really well. Some of them are still going today, which I'm very happy to see. After I left the band, to see them go on to achieve more success, hey, I'm all for that, man. I'm not a competitive musician. I'm not. I don't put my ego into it and say, well, if I'm not a part of it, it's no good. I mean, hey, I'm a guy who loves to play guitar and loves to sing, and I contribute what I can. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's all about the chemistry of the musicians. Sometimes you get some guys that work really well together, and sometimes guys don't work so well together. We all have our own different levels of creativity. We all have our own styles. I, we to judge by talent. I mean, okay, this guy can play blues better than he can jazz. This guy can play like shred metal better than he can play fucking, bluegrass. Like, who cares? It's all music, man. Like, whatever. I wish every band that I've ever been in that stayed together after I left, I wish them all the most success in the world. And those that fell apart after I left, well, I feel bad for that because I didn't want the band to fall apart just because I departed. It was just a matter of, scheduling conflicts, maybe creative differences, maybe. Okay, in one case there was like an ego clash, but that didn't involve me. That was between the singer and the drummer. But yeah, it's hey, music is music, man. We're all making noise, and it's it's all good and fun. Hey, Todd, I appreciate that, brother. Hey, man, you're taking it well too. I mean, I don't get offended by anything. I really don't. I take everything with a fucking grain of salt because salt makes everything taste better. And if it's that close to being offensive, well, then I take it with a grain of MSG because that's better than salt. Austin, I'm not sure what to tell you about that, man. I'm really not sure what to tell you about that. I'm sure that there are, wherever you live, there are authorities, state agencies you can contact. Not my area of expertise, and best of luck with that. George, rock and roll, brother. Absolutely. My favorite beer. Uh, as far as overall style of beer, I'm a Marzen fan. Oktoberfest, my favorite style of beer in general. However, I will never turn down a good IPA. Especially, I'm a really, really big fan of course, I'm going to forget the name of it now. Uh, fuck. It's a good IPA too. Voodoo Ranger. Is it Voodoo Ranger? And then actually, like one that if I happen to see it in a store, I'm gonna grab it. I don't often see it in stores, but it's Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. I forget who makes it, but it is so fucking good. It is absolutely delicious. Best served in a snifter glass, so you can really get the aromas of the bourbon, the smokiness, the vanilla flavors, the different notes that come from aging the beer in bourbon barrels. If you've never tried Kentucky Bourbon Barrel, highly recommend. Love it. Did I play football? No, actually, when I was younger, I played hockey. Uh, Minimal ice hockey. I wasn't. I was kind of a clumsy skater, but floor hockey. I had a wicked wrist shot from the point. I played left defense as a right-handed shooter. When I did play ice hockey, they put me on left wing as a right-handed shot, but my skating was not. I could never get the skating and the stick handling down. To be honest with you, it was something I had a passion for. I loved it. I just couldn't do it. My brother, my younger brother, I give him all the credit in the world. He played goalie, he played defense, he played wing, he played center. It didn't matter what position he played, he excelled at it. If I had his talent with my heart for the sport, or if his talent, if he had my heart for the sport, I'm going to go with him. As talented as he was, if he was as passionate about hockey as I am, I think he could have made it at least to the minor leagues, if not to the NHL. But he didn't have the passion for it. As talented as he was, he didn't have the passion for it. Now me, I had the passion for it. I just didn't have the talent. My talent was I had a wicked wrist shot, and I understood the game. Like I'm one of those guys that, like one of those color analysts that could dissect the play and see what was going to happen before it happened. But I wasn't that efficient of a player on the ice. My favorite food group or food ethnicity. Awesome question. Thank you so much. Korean, honestly. I've in the last 6 months or so, I've really gotten into Korean food. Everything from Korean barbecue to bulgogi, uh, just so many different things, and the spices, between the ginger, the garlic, and then you get the gochujang in there, the gochugaru, the spice that's involved in it. So many layers of flavor. If you've never had like Korean ramen, holy fuck. Oh, holy fuck. Korean food over the last 6 months or so has really become my favorite. And look to see some pretty amazing Korean dishes coming out of my channel. this year because I've been studying it a lot and learning more about it and trying to get as much authenticity out of it as I can. So and spending the money on the ingredients. So you're going to see some pretty amazing Korean dishes. And then of course we're going to apply that in a way for the people that can't access some of these more exotic ingredients and show you how to kind of do a fusion of Korean and American food where you're at least getting some of the nuances of the Korean spices and complexity of flavors into the dish in an easier way, just to not eat boring food, man. You know? Wow. Wow. Todd, hey, that's uh that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, let me raise a drink to your son. That's outstanding. Thank you for sharing that with us. Todd, to your son. And to you, man. You got to be a proud dad for that. So God bless you for that. Gina, no, the only live sports I've ever seen have been hockey games, other than high school. When I was in high school at Argo, high school in Summit, Illinois, I worked on a radio station, so I actually had to do play-by-play for a couple of basketball games, which was interesting. It was fun, especially not really knowing the sport that well. Like, I mean, it's basketball. How much is there to know? Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, I didn't realize there was like so many nuances to basketball. But I never, it didn't stick with me, probably because, the game that I played was hockey. So that was the one that I focused on the most. I do enjoy watching football here and there. As a matter of fact, lately my neighbor across the street, he's got the TV set up in his garage. It's all heated in there and everything, and we sit there and we drink and we, watch some football and throw something on his smoker or some chicken bacon ranch on his flat top and cook something up and have a good time. But yeah, no, the only sporting events I've ever actually been to live have been hockey games, and it's been in Chicago, in Columbus, in St. Louis, and in Detroit. I'd love to go to Nashville to see a game. I'd actually, a bucket list item of mine is to, if I'm ever rich enough to do this, to visit every NHL city in North America and in Canada and witness a game there, and then and take home a shot glass from every arena. Spicy boy, I now I was in my late teens, early 20s during the Bulls run in the 90s, and as exciting as that was, I mean, yeah, even then, the NBA is so full of overpaid, egotistical players, and especially now. I don't pay as much attention. I didn't really pay attention back then. I paid enough attention because the Bulls. I mean, being a Chicago guy and I mean, the Bulls were exciting. But even now, it's just like, yeah, the likes of like LeBron James and some of these other players. I mean, it is. It's just millionaire egos, and I mean, I'm not going to take away from their talent. They can obviously do things that I could never do. You could probably never do. Most people I know could never do. But sure, it's fun to watch. But after a while, it gets like, really? And then you're going to sit there and you're going to do an interview and just brag on yourself and talk about how great you are while you're sitting there with like millions of dollars and then tell me you're oppressed. Go fuck yourself. Hi, Swing That John. How you doing? Eliana, I don't even know how to make anyone a mod. I appreciate the offer. Um, Again, this is my first time like going live on YouTube for this long. Uh, so, and I'm doing this all from my iPhone. I have no idea how to do that. Happy birthday, WizDroid. Hey, everybody wish WizDroid a happy birthday. How old are you today? Bob, you just won the internet with that comment. WizDroid, you're 15. Wow. Hey, well, happy birthday. I don't even remember if I was 15 so long ago. I don't even remember what it was like. But hey, happy birthday to you. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas or whatever holiday that you celebrate this time of year. Hope you had a happy new year and hope that everything goes well for you in school. And if you want to learn how to cook, subscribe to my channel and learn because, I taught my nephew and my niece how to cook. As a matter of fact, my niece is going to be on a couple of videos coming up soon. She learned how to make her own sourdough starter. So we're going to be making some sourdough bread together. It's going to be very exciting. Spicy boy, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That's a really sweet thing to say. And that's what I hope for is I don't want to be just some guy that cooks. I like to think that I'm entertaining. I like to think that my personality, kind of shines through. And, that's why really want to get like more like live type of cooking stuff and not just like watching me cook and me doing the post production voiceover. So hey man, I really appreciate that. What a great comment. Thank you. Keek, I don't know what the hell that is, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but hey, good luck with that. Am I a furry? No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I have very little hair on my chest, my legs. Um, Now, if you saw my brother, on the other hand, my younger brother, he takes his shirt off, and you're like, holy fuck, it's Chewbacca. That dude is one hairy bitch. You don't cook, but your girlfriend and her mom make good Chinese food. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, Chinese food is awesome, and if you got a girlfriend and her mom that make good Chinese food, you are off to a good start in life, my friend. Cheers to you. Happy birthday. Spicy boy, thank you, man. Thank you. God bless. I appreciate that. My favorite color. My favorite color is like a deep emerald green. I'm not sure exactly what, you know, the exact name of it is, but take an emerald and make it just a little bit deeper, but still that same kind of translucence that an emerald has, but a deeper green color. I love it. Keeg, I know little or nothing about Bolivia. Um, See now, you know what? I'm gonna jot that down. You said it's not a good country, but I'm curious about their food, so I'm gonna look up Bolivian food because who else on YouTube is cooking Bolivian food? And if they're out there, well, I'm gonna go watch them. I'm gonna learn something, and I'm gonna cook some Bolivian food. From Sealy, Texas. You can't ride a bicycle without a seat to well, top of the evening to Sealy, Texas. Yeah, thank you, KR Fishing. Again, this is my first time doing this on YouTube, like for a full length, like a longer stream. I've done brief streams when I've done cooking events at my local Ace Hardware, but never long enough to sit and actually get to know my audience and get to know some of the people. So I appreciate that, and it's something I'm definitely looking into, and I want to incorporate the cooking into it. I'd like to do like a cooking demonstration and still be able to chat with you guys while I'm doing that. So thank you, I appreciate that. Is my flag a Miller or not? Uh, my flag is made in the USA. I don't. That's the only brand that I know. George, that's an excellent question, but I got a better question for you. Why can't you staple water to a tree? If anything is possible, why can't you staple water to a tree? Bolivian food is awesome except quinoa. I mean, shit. I use quinoa a lot. I wasn't aware that that was a Bolivian thing. Wizdroid, I cook all kinds of things. I cook. I, so I'm all American cooking. It's the American version of all the different cultures and cuisines worldwide that come together to create what is considered American cuisine. I mean, everything from barbecue to burgers to I've got, excuse me, more chicken wing recipes than you can shake a stick at. I do holiday dishes. I do fancy dishes. I do simple dishes. I mean, I, I don't really have a specific niche that I stick with. I cook everything. So, my friend, I welcome you to subscribe. I hope you will, and check out some of my videos and especially see what I got coming this year because I'm going to be doing a lot more things that are more focused on simplifying budget friendly recipes and really kind of incorporating different cultures but making dishes simple and not making them so complex. I will still have my complex dishes. I do have an audience for that. The people that like to see me spend like 10 hours to make a hot pocket, or 5 hours to make a breakfast sandwich that's like 10 pounds. But yeah, so really, I mean, just please subscribe, check out some of my videos, and see what I cook. And anytime you want to comment or question me or request something, I mean, leave it in the comments. My email address is available on my YouTube. That's what tonight's been all about. I mean, I started off by answering some questions that I've gotten from comments and emails. So please subscribe, check it out, and tell me what you think, and tell me what you'd like to see. Something that maybe you want to make, or maybe you and your girlfriend want to cook together, because that is awesome when you and your girlfriend cook together. Romantic experience galore. So by all means, leave me your suggestions, and I will be happy to create a recipe that fits what you're looking for and maybe something you and your girlfriend can cook together. Am I gay? By definition, I'm happy. Am I a homosexual? No, I'm not. Thanks for your offer. Do you have a hot sister? The optimal culinary dish for maximum coronary artery blockage, MP. Check out my video for the meat bombs, also known as defibrillator dogs. That is an artery clogging good time. Check that one out. Fun Sky, I am not licensed to do that. I suggest you find some help elsewhere. Chili Monkey, awesome advice. Absolutely awesome advice. Am I human? Well, it all depends on your definition of human. Finished foods. Let me write that one down. I have not tackled anything from Finland yet, and that is something I would really love to check out. So thank you for that suggestion. I should sing for you. I mean, I used to be a singer, and I do karaoke from time to time. I don't know about just busting into an a cappella thing here. Yes, I do support Donald Trump. I don't like to bring my politics into my cooking channel, but you asked. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I do support Donald Trump. Yes. Uh, Go to a great gay bar and find yourself a good man. Best advice I can give you. Most food I ever cooked. Wow. So I bought the house that I'm living in 2018, and I happened to come into a windfall of money at the time. Um, I won't say how or why. I came into some money, and I had a huge Fourth of July party, which was basically how I got to know all the people in my town. I cooked a 22-pound brisket. I cooked three pork shoulders between 8 and 10 pounds each. I cooked an entire Jack and Coke chicken. Um, I cooked 30 of my jalapeno, uh, jalapeno, J pepper, dragon bombs. I cooked a whole bunch of corn. I cooked probably 20 pounds of potatoes. Um, I made a berry cobbler that I made on the that I ultimately cooked on the grill. What else did I cook for that event? Oh, I made a pineapple salsa because one of the pork shoulders was a Kahlua Hawaiian style pork shoulder. So I made a pineapple salsa and pickled red onions to go with that. Um, and then obviously the Jack and Coke chicken. And I made a couple of other barbecue sauces. I think there were five flavors of barbecue sauce other than the Jack and Coke barbecue sauce. Um, Ultimately, yeah, it was about 26, 28 hours of cooking and little over $1,000 worth of food, and I fed probably about 65 people. I've tried quitting smoking several times. Um, my answer has always been, "Mama didn't raise no quitter." Every time I've tried to quit, I put on more weight, and now I'm still putting on weight. And you know what? For you, I will try. I will try quitting smoking. I appreciate that. It's just it's really my only vice other than alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything else that's necessarily bad. Um, but I appreciate that. Hey, Anthony, you don't have to like Donald Trump. He's still your president. So uh, deal with it. Wizdroid, you used Ozempic, huh? I'm leery about anything from Big Pharma. I really am. If it worked for you, I congratulate you. Great for you. Um, I don't trust Big Pharma. Uh, I I I don't like cocaine. I just love the way it smells. 67. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I tried smoking weed and it just didn't take with me. I maybe it was bad weed. I tried a couple different times when I was younger, but now I can't because I'm a truck driver, so I get random whiz quizzes all the time. Um, and I, I don't like being tired. And every time I smoked weed, I just got tired. And I don't like being tired because I'm old, so I'm tired all the time as it is. I want to be awake more. I'm leaning towards the cocaine, but yeah, it still doesn't do well on those random whiz quizzes. This channel is actually about cooking. This live just kind of went to wherever the comments took us. So, if that answers your question, but this channel is about cooking. I invite you to, check it out, see some of the videos, see some of the food that I make. If you like, I'd love for you to subscribe. If it's not your flavor, then it's not your flavor. But that's what it's about. Again, the live started off as a Q&A, some of the questions that I've gotten from viewers via comments and emails over the past couple of years since I started this channel. And now we've just kind of gone, just responding to the live chat, which, hey, live chats can go in any direction if you've never done this before. What am I cooking? Right now, I'm not cooking anything, but I've got a lot of stuff lined up for this year. Again, I invite you to check out my channel. Go watch some of the videos, see what you think of what I've done so far. And 2026, I've got a lot of great stuff lined up. A lot more budget-friendly stuff, some slow cooker stuff, some more air fryer stuff, some stuff that's more like college dorm friendly. You know, uh, Simple foods that taste amazing is what I go for. With the occasional, you know, put a lot of time and effort into making something just completely ridiculous. Like I just found out tonight, I was talking to my neighbor, and this idea came up because when we sit there and watch football and drink, we come up with crazy ideas. And I had him look up for me in the Guinness Book of World Records. There is no current record for the largest eggs Benedict. So my plan sometime in 2026 is to make a giant eggs Benedict. I'm going to make a homemade English muffin in a 12-inch cast iron pan. We're going to throw a ham steak on there. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of a goose egg. If not, probably a couple of duck eggs because they're much larger than chicken eggs. Poach them to perfection and just make a whole pitcher of hollandaise sauce and just make a giant eggs Benedict. And I'm going to even send a couple emails, maybe a few phone calls out to Guinness and see if they're going to come out here to record what will be the world record largest eggs Benedict ever made. That's one of my plans for this year. Anthony, check out my video on dragon bombs. That's my version of the J pepper, jalapeno, jalapeno, whatever you want to call it. I call it a jalapeno. I got yelled at for that. That's why I call it a J pepper. But those are the poppers that you want. They're stuffed with cream cheese, with garlic and chipotle peppers, and they're wrapped in bacon, topped with a raspberry chipotle sauce that just check that one out. You're gonna love it. I was never in the army, Leo. When I was 17, I enrolled. However, the knee injury that I took playing hockey when I was younger, which I exacerbated riding a motorcycle in my early 20s, they wouldn't allow me in. I didn't have full function of my knee. It was something that I should have had surgery on when I was younger, and I never did. So it never healed properly. So yeah, I tried to get in, but yeah, they wouldn't let me. It was I was labeled with a physical disability that didn't allow me to partake. Glass, I thought about an ostrich egg. A little harder to come by and a lot more expensive. Around where I live, chicken eggs and duck eggs are pretty common, and I'm pretty sure I can find a goose egg. I'm thinking a goose egg would probably be enough to cover a 12-inch English muffin with a big old ham steak on there. But I mean, if I, it's gonna be a trial and error, and if that doesn't work, I will look into getting an ostrich egg for it. And if I got to make it bigger, and make a bigger English muffin, then I will. Either way, my goal this year is to set the record for the largest eggs Benedict ever made. Am I Texan? No, I'm not. I'm Chicagoan. But I love Texas. I got some friends down in Texas, and boy, howdy, man, there is some of the greatest people in the world down there in Texas. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Stay strong, my brother. Guinea fowl eggs. Not familiar with those, but if that has anything to do with ostrich eggs, I do know from the research that I've done that ostrich eggs not easy to break the shell. I mean, I've seen people like up to 250 pounds stand on them in order to break them. So I will definitely get the hammer and ice pick out and pop that baby open as easily as possible. Yeah, I you know, dinosaur eggs would be great. Dinosaur eggs would be awesome. Um, eh, Easter eggs are the best. Not gonna lie. You know what's funny is if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, do you want to eat a dozen hard-boiled eggs?" I'd be like, "Fuck no!" But wait. I'm gonna cut them in half. I'm gonna take the yolks out. I'm gonna mix it with some mayo and some mustard and some spices and pipe it back in. Put a little olive slice on top and dust it with some paprika. Now will you eat a dozen of them? You son of a bitch, I'm in. Mayo, Savban's, man. So now, what is your favorite mayo? Do you like Kewpie? Do you like Dukes? Do you like Kraft? Do you like Hellman's? Do you like homemade mayo? What's your favorite mayo? Ten eggs scrambled, easy to eat, but hard boiled. You might. Very true. Very true. So, what's everybody's favorite mayonnaise out there? Those that like mayonnaise. Do you prefer Hellman's? Do you prefer Duke's? Do you prefer Kewpie, the American Kewpie or the Japanese Kewpie? Because there is a difference. Do you like Miracle Whip? Do you like just generic mayo? Do you like homemade mayo? Wow, being called Gramps. I love it. I honestly, I don't know what the whole deal is with 67. You damn kids in your 67, I tell you, just get off my lawn. Wow, of a higher of a higher class has gone high class with the mayo. Miracle Whip. Come on, JB Hunts. Do you drive for JB Hunts? Are you a truck driver? Or is that just we're just curious about that one? But really, Miracle Whip? I mean, nothing wrong with it. When I was a kid, I would have my mom make me a Miracle Whip sandwich. Just like, hey, just slather that fucking Wonder Bread with Miracle Whip, top it off, and give it to me. I'm a happy boy. But now it's like Miracle Whip isn't mayo. It's a salad dressing. It's not the same. Hey, appreciate your love for your country, brother, but yeah, I can't have that here. A. Marie Pish. I was not. I was not. I'm sorry I missed that though. Hey, maybe I'll catch it next time. Homemade tortillas and a butter and a Coke. Like, really? You cannot go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong. That is simplicity at its finest. I love that. Yeah. Hey, Shizzle. Again, I don't like to bring politics into the cooking aspect of things, but I agree with you 100%, man. These people, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. At this point, if Trump did the same thing to Putin, all of a sudden you'd see a bunch of liberals suddenly praising Putin as the greatest president ever. The big jars of mayonnaise from Costco. I do not have a Costco membership. I've been to Costco before. I dated a girl that had a membership, and my mom has a membership, and I've gone to help her shop and lug the stuff home. But I've never tried the big jars of mayonnaise from there. I'm a higher class. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Gumballs. We can talk about gumballs. Hey, what's wrong with a gumball? My favorite pizza brand, if I love, well, I love pizza. As far as a brand, I'm assuming by saying a brand, you're saying frozen. I'm a fan of the what are they called? It's Sicilian something or another. They've got pizzas and they've got calzones in the frozen section. I love those. Those are really good. I am tired, goat man. I am. I'm old. I'm tired. And yeah, we probably got maybe about 10 to 15 minutes before I'm going to wind this down because I do have to get up in 5 hours for work. DiGiorno has some good stuff. I've had some good DiGiornos. I've had some bad DiGiornos. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say they're horrible. Yeah, hey, but you're absolutely right. No matter where you go, I mean, politics is trying to creep its way in everything, and I do have my beliefs, and um, on other channels, in other aspects of my life, I do get pretty heavy and strongly on those beliefs. I just try to keep the politics and my cooking separate because, as far as I'm concerned, my cooking channel is more for bringing everybody together under the umbrella of food. We all love food. We all love to eat. We all have to eat. And so, regardless of your political beliefs, delicious food is delicious food. So I try to keep that separate. I've got my other channels. I've got my other, excuse me, my political beliefs, which are pretty strong, and I do a lot of research, and I have my convictions there. I just try to keep them separate. I won't hide the fact that I am, an America First patriot on this channel, because I do believe that, in my country, and not to have any hatred towards any other countries, but I believe that our government should take care of Americans first, especially our veterans, especially our homeless children. And it's sad that in this day and age, putting a veteran and a homeless child first is considered racist and fascist and Nazi and whatever other meaningless terms these people throw out. Obviously, one side has zero concept of the definition of words. But again, I get a lot deeper into that on other avenues that I keep separate from my cooking channel. Just Darwin. Um, I loathe fast food. But man, McDonald's or Wendy's for breakfast, McDonald's, hands down. The sausage McMuffin with egg can't be beaten. Um, but I would take a Wendy's Baconator over anything that McDonald's has to offer for lunch every time. Some people do use their feet to make food. I can't do that. I wear a size 15 shoe. My feet are very large and not very dexterous. So, yeah, it would just be a cumbersome mess of disgustingness. And, you know, hey, if I find enough people with a foot fetish, I might start an OnlyFans where I'm cooking with my feet. But until then, Keith, thank you, brother. God bless. You're going vegan because you can't afford meat or because you don't like meat? And are you going vegan or vegetarian? Because there's a difference. I found that out because I dated a girl who was vegetarian and her daughter was vegan, and I had to cook separate shit for her daughter that I couldn't cook for the girl. If I had many peas, would my penis be great? Um, yes. This isn't live. Okay. Well, it's not dead, and it's not pre-recorded. Now, when you watch it later, if you're not watching on January, what the hell date? It's January 5th now. It is officially January 5th. It is 5 minutes after midnight Central Standard Time. So if you're watching this at any time after this time and date, then no, it's not live. But if you're watching it now, you're watching it now. And it's live. It's not pre-recorded. What the hell does pre-recorded mean anyway? You were going to record it before you record it? Like, isn't that the whole purpose to recording ahead of time? I hate the prefix pre. George Carlin had it right. There's only two. The prefix pre is a useless fucking prefix. Preheat the oven. There's only two stages an oven can be in: heated and unheated. You either heat the oven or you leave it off. To preheat the oven is a meaningless fucking term. Hi. Ducky, I love you too. You have to get up at 6:45 for school. Ugh. You gotta get up at 5 o'clock for. I will have already been at work for 45 minutes when you get up for school. So just yeah. 8:06 a.m. in Finland. Holy shnikey. You're late for work or school or something. I recorded way before I post. Well, if you're watching this now, it's posting now, right? And I'm still doing this now. So what you're looking at is now. What happened to then? We passed then, just now. Sorry, there's a whole Spaceballs quote that goes with that. Hi, Ren. What are my pronouns? As a man, my pronouns are he, his, him. Hey, thank you very much. Been growing it for, the last time I shaved the whole thing off was about 2 months ago, so I think it's coming back in nicely. May the Schwartz be with you. Thank you very much. What the hell's a shim? A shim, that's what I put into something when I need it to fucking raise up a little bit on my guitar. Like, I put a shim in there because the strings are resting against the fretboard. So I got to put a shim in the bridge to kind of raise the level of the strings a little bit. You identify as an eagle sometimes. Well, how the hell am I supposed to know when you're identifying as an eagle? Do you have some kind of signal that you're going to give me to let me know that you're a fucking eagle? Tell you what, when you spread your wings, you got your talons, and you grab a fucking hold of my puppy, then you can tell me you're an eagle. 7:30 a.m. I'm guessing 7:30 a.m. in New York for school. Okay, that's fair enough. So at that point, well, let's say I was in your same time zone. You're waking up. I've already been at work for an hour and a half. But since you're in the Eastern time zone, so it's 7:30 there, it's 6:30 here. So when you wake up for school, I've been at work for 30 minutes. How old am I? I am 50. I am 1/2 century old. When you think about it that way, I sound like really old. But it's one thing to say that I'm 50. It's another thing to say I'm a half a fucking century old. Holy fuck. Do I believe in trans rights? Well, my uncle had a Trans Am, and I believe that Trans Am had all the rights of every other car on the road. You just joined. Well, welcome. Appreciate you being here. We define more by our choices, by the things that happen to us. I don't think we're defined by either. I think we're defined by what we are inside as individuals and our experiences that hopefully bring us wisdom as we age helps to define us as older, wiser people. But nothing that we think, nothing that we do, other than maybe our careers or our hobbies, that in my instance, cooking or being a guitar player, I can identify and define myself as an amateur chef, a professional guitar player, because I did get paid a lot of money to play guitar. But yeah, that whole thing is kind of weird for me. Christ absolutely protects us now and in the future. Amen. God bless America, and God bless every country. Every country deserves to be blessed, not just America. But let's keep our borders, let's keep our countries, let's keep our identities as individual countries. Let's keep our heritage. Let's keep our cultures. It's cool to unite them. It's cool to bring them together. But let's not force that and define ourselves by that cultural integration. Let's keep our heritage. Let's keep those that, you know, the French, the English, the German, the Polish, the Russian, the Americans, and the American being the newest and the most melting pot of them all. But we still have our American heritage. And let's keep that heritage. The borders are what make us countries. Without borders, we're not a country. So God bless our heritage. God bless our culture. God bless our beliefs, our ideologies, individual and different as they may be. God bless all of us because we are all God's children. Time does not always heal. Absolutely. You are correct on that. Having just lost my father this past year and then his younger brother only 9 months later, I know it's easy to say right now because it's still so fresh, but I know that for the rest of my life, however many years I have left, I will remember them and I will grieve for their passing for the rest of my life. I will miss them forever, and I will hope to reunite with them in the kingdom of heaven. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate it. Moonlight, yes, I am a Christian man. I'm considered a non-denominational Christian man. I believe in the Christian faith, but I don't adhere to a specific denomination of the Christian faith. I have my belief, my faith in Jesus Christ as a Lord and Savior, my belief and faith in God, but I don't isolate myself to one particular branch of the Christian faith. I was baptized Catholic. I don't agree with everything in the Catholic faith, but I do believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I do believe in the Christian God. Ren, thank you so much for subscribing. God bless, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much. Nick, God bless you, brother. Christian faith, and God bless you and your family. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the loss of your mother. And yes, even more than 20 years ago. I mean that shit's gonna hurt forever. You know, you're always gonna have that emptiness there. Hopefully, you have great memories that you can take with you and cherish forever. Because let's face it, when we go, the only thing that keeps us alive are the memories. We can't take anything else with us, and the survivors, have nothing else but the memories. Unless you have pictures, unless you have recordings, voicemails, videos, whatever. It's all a form of memory. It's those memories that we keep in our heart and that we keep alive with us. And if we believe that those that have passed before us are with us in spirit and still watching over us and still guiding us, and continuing to be the best that we can be every day for them, on their behalf, with them, however you want to look at it. That's how I've been getting by, losing my dad and my uncle this year. Um, I've been slacking a little bit because it was hard enough when I lost my pop earlier in the year, but then losing my uncle the day after Thanksgiving. That's why I haven't posted anything since. It's been a real struggle, but I'm getting a grip on it now, and I'm gonna you know take that energy and take the love and the support that they gave me when they were here and continue on and push on with this channel and hopefully find success with this channel and just keep doing what I do, what I love to do, entertain people and cook some amazing food. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate you, man. JB Hans, I got a better question for you. If every day ends in a Y except for tomorrow, what day is it? Ren, I'm very sorry for your loss. God bless your grandma. I hope she didn't suffer too much, as most cancer patients do. When it comes to cancer, at that point, the only thing you can really wish for is that it's quick and painless. Introspective, thank you, man. I appreciate that motivation. That helps me a lot. I'm just doing what I can do, and so far it's been working out for me. I got some great sponsors from Success on Instagram and from here on YouTube, and just hoping to continue to grow. Just doing what I do, and I some people like it, some people don't. That's the way life works. Hopefully, enough people like it to help boost this channel up. Appreciate you, Ren. Thank you, man. Hey, that's all I can do. I control what I can. I don't worry about the things that I can't control. Um, we just take every day as it comes, you know, and do what I can and strive every day to be the best person that I can be. And time management is my weakest. I'm trying to work out these 60-hour work weeks with getting my cooking channel. Like I said, I've got a ton of video done. Some great food, some great recipes. You guys are going to love them. It's the editing, man. It's a time. Like I'll grab my phone and be like, all right, I'm gonna start editing a video. It's only 9 o'clock at night. I can get something done, and I'm editing and I'm editing and I do the voiceover and I'm putting it all together and I put all the little things in there and I get it done and I'm like, cool, this is a great. And I watch it to make sure I got everything right. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is an awesome video. Let's upload it. And boom, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Fuck it, 80. Oh, hey, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wow. That was really, really awesome. Thank you. Oh, thank you and God bless you. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. That's going to help me help this channel. It's going to help me feed Obi some amazing food. Obi's sitting right over here. You guys can't see him. Come here, Obi. Come here. You guys want to see Obi? Ren, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Hey, you have a great night. You guys want to see Obi? I'm going to bring this kid up here for you guys to see him real quick. For those that you haven't seen him on the channel. Come here, Obi. Come here, buddy. My raison d'etre, my family, besides my friends and my actual family. This is my kid right here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Let's say hi to everybody, huh? Oh, look at this fat kid over here. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. This is my Obi. Some of you that have watched this channel, you've seen him. You've seen him eat some amazing food. He got to taste some Wagyu A5 steak. Look at this boy. Isn't he adorable? Yeah. He'll be 5 years old on March 15th. I don't know if he's got healer in him for sure. His mom was purebred cattle dog. They don't know who his dad was. She was already pregnant when she was rescued. So, but he sure looks like he's got healer in him. And maybe some beagle. He barks like a beagle. Oh, fuck it. Come on, man. Dude. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. That is so sweet of you. We really appreciate that. Yeah, Australian. See, he came from All Herding Breeds Rescue of Illinois. And I got him when he was just 9 weeks old. And if you see some of my earlier videos, because I cook for him every year for his birthday, and I showed some of the pictures of him as a puppy. he's acting like he's a little camera shy right now. But yeah, he's a cattle dog mix. Mom was 100% Australian cattle dog. And again, we don't know what his dad was. She was already pregnant when she was rescued. But yeah, he's my special boy. And he's getting tired. His name is Obi. O-B-I. Named after Obi-Wan Kenobi because I'm a huge Star Wars geek. That's my boy. Say hi, Obi. No? You tired, buddy? He's tired. He's like, Daddy, it's past our bedtime. You got to get up in 5 hours. Oh, I would love to see that puppy. Half Australian Shepherd and Blue Heeler mix. Yeah, Obi's very smart. He's tired right now, but does he know any tricks? Watch my channel and see. I can hold a piece of A5 Wagyu steak perfectly cooked in front of him, and he will not take it until I tell him it's okay. And I've got bells that I hang on the back door to let him out. And so when he's got to go out, he rings the bell to let me know. And it's funny because when I first moved in, I didn't have a fence. So he would ring the bell and I would have to tie a lead to his collar. So he would sit there and he'd wait until he heard the clasp and then he'd go out. Well, for his first birthday, I had the fence built. So when he rang the bell, I opened the door and I was like, go ahead. And he was looking at me like, well, you going to clasp the lead to my collar or what? I was like, go ahead, buddy, you can go out. I had to walk him outside and show him that he had the run of the whole yard. Once he realized it, 10 minutes, he just ran around the whole yard with a big old smile on his face. Oh, look at that boy. Look at that boy. I've had him since he was 9 weeks old. May 9th, 2021 was the day that I rescued him. All right, buddy, you want to get down? You want to go up to bed? Should I say goodnight to everybody? All right, let's get down, buddy. You want to say goodnight to everybody? You want to say goodnight? My good boy. My good boy. Okay, buddy. Oh, there you go. Okay, well, on that note, well, happy birthday to your brother on the day that I rescued Obi. And thank you so much. Hey, everyone that's still here, fuck it. Thank you so much, man. That's so generous of you. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me, to Obi, to this channel. I hope that you guys will subscribe. I hope you guys will check out the channel, see what you think. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's cool. Not everybody does. But if you do, please subscribe. Leave me comments. Send me emails. I'll respond as much as I can. I'll do some more live stuff. And I will, try to fulfill as many requests as possible as far as recipes. I am working with a couple of people right now on doing an ebook recipe and a website that will basically give you the recipes, the written recipes to all of my videos, and then links to the videos through that. And that will be free, but then I will have, other recipes that I'm not putting on video, uploading to YouTube. That'll be, but cheap, but pay, but then that'll link to other videos that aren't public on YouTube. So I'm working on all that because I'm not really tech savvy. So I've got a couple of people that are trying to help me out with that. So those of you that are here, those of you that watch tonight, those of you that watch in the future as this is uploaded, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the great comments. Thank you for the great questions. Thank you for the tips. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for everything. I hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday season, a wonderful new year. May 2026 be the best year of your life. And I'll see you on future episodes of All American Cooking. God bless. I love you. Don't eat boring food. We'll see you. Bye-bye.